we continue the education. Japanese family has very heavy burdens. Two burdens. One for housing. If you build a house or purchase the condominiums, the mortgage. This is the one pillar of family burden. Another pillar of family burden is education cost. If you have a kids, if you don't have a kids, it's completely different matter. But if you have a child or children, their education cost is enormous amount, heavy burden. How much people need to pay the cost of education for the children? There is actually average amount to be paid for, starting with kindergarten, elementary, middle school in Japan translated as junior high and senior high and universities. So how much you need to pay differs from if you kids go to the public school through the course of education period, or you select private school, not public, private school from the beginning of the kindergarten all the through the top of university. So other options, of course, you can send your kids to the public, elementary, junior high, senior high, and university public, or elementary, junior high public, but the senior high and the university private. So, or even elementary, you send the kids to private school. But private ones are always expensive. Public one is kind of minimum amount. So, this is a interesting article. If kids kept to stay at the public all the way to the top of education system, you have to pay about 10 million yen. 10 million. But if you send them from kindergarten to all the way to the top, private, 25 million. So this is a big, actually, different differences between, and in between, this is all kindergarten, elementary, junior high, senior high, university. So this is a different segment. Japanese compulsory education begins at elementary school, elementary, junior high compulsory, but senior high no longer compulsory. So to go or not to go depend the student or family actually the ideas. But anyway, if they are all go to private ones, kindergarten, and elementary, junior high, senior high. So these are amount completely different amount. So if the kids stick to public or national school and the private one, but at the university the cost very expensive. University, the most of the cases student attend at the private ones. So 7 million yen 4 years education, 7 million. But if kids go to public or national university, only 5 million. So and these all different, of course private one, each different segment, expensive. After, so there are of course some student finish formal education at the end of senior high, even some at the junior high. But anyway, Japan, majority of young people reach to the university or junior college or some kind of similar education. Even after graduate from university, it's all cost something. So these are the actually formulas of education. But what kind of family select the private schools? The public schools, particularly during a compulsory education, elementary 6 years and junior high 3 years. If you stay at compulsory education, doing education at the public one, tuition fee free. Of course, there are textbook fees and school uniform fees and many cost, kind of auxiliary cost involved. But basically, tuition free. But the senior high school no longer compulsory, so people pay the tuition fees. But this tuition fee for senior high school is now changing. The parliament they just started discussion, the deliberation last year to actually reduce the burden of the families. And actually, this year they discuss further details and probably decide this year and then acted put into effect next budget the period. But they are trying to make actually the charge free senior high school. This public school, the public high school, senior high. I have some kids, so I experienced that kind of procedure. The 120,000 yen for tuition fee for senior high for a year. But if you put them into private one, probably somewhere around 400,000, 500,000, 600,000. Some private senior high costs you 700,000. So that's a big difference between public senior high and the private senior high. But anyway, these are the kind of the cost family needed to prepare. And this last part, so if you stay, if kids stay at the national university, public university, it's different from the private ones. But this national university is not easy. Numbers of private universities, large numbers, but the number of national universities, very limited numbers. So naturally, tuition fee is lower than private one. So the big preparation required to be accepted by national university. So preparation means cost. You have to spend some amount for the kids' education. Education, not formal education. Daytime education, this is a formal education. But to increase the kids' academic score, prepare for the entry for further the following the school segment, you have to put the money to train your kids to prepare for difficult entrance examinations of your the goal. So these are very much actually costly thing when you look into the Japanese education system. Though if you put say 5 million, 7 million, and total amount the 10 million, the private, also private one 25 million. The purpose of the families, the patient for this kind of expense is to let the kids reach to excellent school. If they graduate from excellent school, the companies they give you some opportunity to be admitted to the blue chip company, famous companies. So otherwise, there are many other, of course, options. There are 3.5 million corporations and many other organizations. So there are some places to work, but people actually looking for purchasing kind of fame, the pride of the family have to be actually the push to the kids actually studying attitude at school and the daytime school and the evening school. So particularly if family is highly educated, the parents, say husband graduated from Tokyo University, the wife graduated from Waseda University, and they probably expect their kids to advance to the same standard or could be better actually results. In case of University of Tokyo, the husband graduated from the kind of economy faculty. But probably the father want the kids to be admitted to the law school, or Japan's most difficult the goal is Tokyo University Medical School. So these are kind of ideal family, and some family, even though parents are highly educated, they don't think that matter, because they know how hard it is to focus on studying to realize their parents' dream. So that's a big pressure of kids' life. So some family let it go. The children decide where to go, how much to spend, so much any various things of their youth life, and so this is very much a different the aspect of Japanese education. But anyway, the formula of platform of Japanese education is kind of school. People look into the name of the school to evaluate this particular person or that person. the who he is, what kind of person he is or she is. Most of the things will be understood by just hearing the name of the school. So that's why huge competitive society exists in this country. But some people call it examination hell, 受験戦争 in Japanese. But while we look into Japanese situation, this is a very much heated society about education. But when you look into what is going on in South Korea, what's going on in China, that's probably much more heated than Japanese situation. But anyway, the area to be called Far East, China, Korean Peninsula, I don't know, North Korea, we don't know much about it, but South Korea and Japan, these are the countries that very much education is not just education, but people they consider it very much great respect. And the system create money because education, the public education, basically private schools, same. This is actually very much a fixed system. You don't think of the making much money out of this education formula. But the outside this platform, there another platform to train the student and send them to the famous schools. So this is a money-making system. The parents pay for this one too. Not only basic tuition fees for schools, but this is something very special, magical world. If you pay more, the student can get more and more opportunity to reach the famous schools. So but what are the names of such schools? And different stage, different learnings. So this is a big business. So this is a newspaper. Newspaper carry the result of entrance examination of senior high school. So up to junior high, compulsory. So elementary, junior high, the children, kids go to nearby elementary school, nearby the junior high school. If you sent them to private school, maybe completely different places. Private school has actually the zoning systems, but public school has certain school zones to receive the student. So and some of the schools, considered as good ones, some the residential area with many well-educated families. So kids actually receive lots of opportunity to improve their academic scores. So even public school, some area is a student standard is very much the good ones. But there are other way to look around. So there are some other areas. The student, some are dropping out, and attitude is not so good, and the local people talk about good thing, bad thing, and so in this case, some family they select a different way. Instead of sending them to public school, they select private schools. Private school has certain standard. So this is the which way family takes depend on the family's ideas. But anyway, about say elementary school, 20,000 elementary schools, 1% private, and junior high school, about 10,000 junior high schools, about 3% private ones, and the senior high school, 5,000 senior high schools, about 30% are private ones. So after finish compulsory the period, the one out of three goes to private school. But private school has many different levels. So which one to be accepted is a big matter. It matters to the families. And why are so many different private schools? Because they had reputations. Some private schools, Japan's top standard, and sending many graduates to University of Tokyo, Kyoto University, and other Waseda University, Keio University. And so these are very much get attention from the families, and they have very much rigid entrance examinations. So they select really good ones, the bright ones, to their schools. And some the public senior high also, there are many rated ones. Some are very good. The sending many students to University of Tokyo or other major universities. So these are all the actually important things. How many people accepted to this that one, or this one, that one? So these are the business of the private evening schools, different from daytime school. They train students to prepare for more harder ones, difficult ones. They are called juku or yobiko. Juku or yobiko. Juku, this is almost like an internationally recognized word. And yobiko. And the juku for elementary, for teaching elementary, teaching junior high, to prepare for difficult entrance examination of senior high. So they are the mostly called juku. And the kids studying at the night school to prepare for entrance examination of university, they are called yobiko. So mostly there are juku teaching students for the university entrance, or some yobiko the teaching the junior high student for entrance of senior high. But something like these evening school, private evening school, numbers about 40,000. Well, because it's small ones disappear and some newcomers, so always changing. But there are large number of juku or yobiko. The yobiko mostly in major cities, big cities, sometimes many around the station. So the student after school can easily access to some capital city of prefecture, so easy to access. So that's why Yobiko mostly located in the center of the cities. And the juku everywhere, even neighboring areas, there are juku everywhere. So this they are playing very important the part in Japanese education, because without them, the students are hopeless to improve the academic scores. They teach, but they are not for free of charge. They actually the tuitions are not cheap. So beside the ordinary expenses for daytime ordinary school fees, the most of families, if they have kids, 1 or 2, 3, all different. But if they send them to the elementary, the period, the junior high period, so the required amount is different. Sometimes one